do these come under partnership side and collaborations?
Yes.
So a lot of our strategies do involve partnerships and collaborations. Something that we want to, essentially the vision for the app is to digitize the entire Afro hair care market into one space. So you have different players. In the hair care market, you have your stylists and your barbers. You have your product brands, you have obviously your users, your customers, and you even have influencers, hair care influencers. Now,
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, because before you asked us the question on Ideas Nest, we actually hadn't realized that it's not intuitive to have it like hair care influencers in different spaces. So the reason why Afro hair care influencers are actually so important to the Afro hair care industry is because our style or our type of hair requires a lot of intricate and technical skill.
Yes.
And so you'll find a lot of influencers providing tutorials on how to do certain things to care for your hair or to maintain your hair that are not, it's not just intuitive for you to know these things. You have to learn them. There's skills that you need to build. And for a long time, this has been happening on platforms like YouTube, where people post a lot of their tutorials. They amass a following. They become trusted in the industry. And so that's how you find these big names in the Afro hair care industry making themselves out to be influencers. And so that's where a lot of people sometimes learn. For example, they're self-taught barbers or hairdressers, and they will learn off of
hair care influencers.
Off of hair care influencers. And actually, I'll throw in another statistic. It wasn't required until 2021, 2022 for professional hairdressers to learn to do Afro hair before receiving a qualification. Meaning you could be a professional you could be a professional hairdresser and not know how to do Afro hair because it just wasn't required by the syllabus.
Even though there's such a large percentage of the population.
Exactly. So if you want to learn this, you have to turn to these influencers. That's why there's such a crucial thing. And so we wanted to collaborate with these influencers so that we can attract them to our platform. We can provide attract their audiences, provide them with a place where they can grow their niche following, because now it's not just about growing an audience, but growing the right audience. And this platform is filled with all the people who would be extracting value from your content.
And at the same time, it would also provide a lot of value to the service seekers or just any Black person or Afro hair person that's trying to get advice on what to do with their hair or trying to understand what the right products to use, etc. So now, this is how we're also trying to foster the community aspect of the platform, because if you get influencers, you're trying to get their audience, that prior audience and their new audience to find on the platform to interact with it. And just mentioning another collaboration, Malindi mentioned their hair care brands. We also want to, so at least in my humble opinion, there's also a bit of lack of access when it comes to, not as much as hair care services, but lack of access when it comes to hair care products. So we also want to make sure that's something that we eventually add to the platform, and we somewhat want to monetize the platform by advertising for them as well. Either through our own, either directly on our platform, and we would also want the hair care influencers to be able to monetize themselves as well by having ads from the hair care brands.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, I've got a couple of sort of forward-looking questions to finish with on our time. So one of them is about the impact that you're hoping to make